let's get it started here. Hang on, let me go to the thing here. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to Maine. Switching to Maine. Check it out, guys. I got a haircut and I shaved. What do you think? I have a gig coming up that's not Beetle Moses related, where I have to look like a little bit more like presentable. So I needed to get a haircut. Wait, you're white on sub. I'm Jewish, sweetie. So educate yourself. Speaking of which, somebody with the username Jews with a Z. It's a cool username. Says, "Hey, Mr. Moses, didn't draw in years and decided to draw something new every day. Today I drew my hand, so I'm already better than an AI. Easy." That's great, dude. That's great to hear. What, you're drawing something every day? That's great. We were doing the Inktober thing in the Beetle Moses Discord, and then let me close this. My neighbor's intruding. We were doing the Inktober thing. We were drawing every day in the Beetle Moses Discord, and I couldn't even keep up like every single day. I did most of them, but I want to say of the like 31 days, I did like 20 something, like 24 or so. It's tough. So drawing every day is a fantastic exercise. I did also feel a little bit like, you know, I already kind of draw every day. Like, I wasn't doing our Inktober prompt every day, but I was drawing every day because it's my like full-time job. Luna Narrative says, "Looking good." Back at you. I'm sure you're looking good too. Studio Zero says, "My apologies." So yeah, so I wanted to check in with you guys because it's been a week since the last stream. I wasn't able to stream anything, I think, the last few days. And I was so busy with like holiday stuff, I didn't get to really like draw that much either. Like I think it was like 10 days since I posted my last comic. I posted the Rat King drawing and then the Earth on a kebab drawing. And bonsoir tout le monde. That means hello world. Is that what it means? That's a chill ass bug, by the way. Thanks. Look here, he's gonna be burning a fat spliff. Now he's really chilling. What's cracking, tequila? So anyway, so we so I just like hadn't drawn anything in a while, and I actually was still putting. Did you not post your Oogie Boogie comic to your socials? No, that one didn't really make the cut. I was like, I liked how it came out, but then I was like working for. Can you have a receding hairline? Here, why don't I just draw something new? If a bug had a receding hairline, or I'll do you one better. If a let's go. Let's crank it up a little bit. Here's an age-old question for you. If a xenomorph had a receding hairline, all right, here's a xenomorph. What do they look like? They've got this like crazy, right? Like that. Something like that. I'm not sure. I can't exactly remember how a xenomorph looks, but it's something to that effect. I think they might. I don't think his jaw quite looks like that. What do you think? How did I do? Is that right? No, I think I was coming up with. I actually had another idea for like a Halloween related comic that I wanted to do, and then I didn't even get that one done in time. And so like by the time that like it rolled around, it wasn't happening. I don't know. I couldn't get it. And then I don't know. Sometimes I get like in my own head about like. I mean, I've also like periodically, even after I post a comic to social media, if I like don't feel like it's funny enough or in line with my humor, every once in a while I'll like really get the strong urge to like delete it from social media, because I'm like, if somebody comes across my profile, I don't want this to be like the first thing that they see on my like media tab or whatever, because I don't feel that it's emblematic of like my work. But I think that idea is stupid. I kind of got out of that because like once I started realizing that more like once I started realizing that more and more people have like unique like niche Beetle Moses favorites, you know what I mean? Like oh, somebody would be like, oh, this is my favorite comic. It was one that you did like this long ago, and something that I didn't even remember, and I would be like, wow, all right. I mean, that one didn't get that many likes. I didn't even really love that one, but the fact that it's somebody's, it's like, you know, I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm glad it's up there because that person wouldn't have found it or seen it. So even when comics are like, it's not about the numbers really. I don't really care about the numbers these days so much. It's more like I'm more like just quality over quantity. I'm just like, I really want to be putting out stuff that I actually really think is funny. But and every once in a while I'll draw something and be like, this didn't really come out. But I have to just get out from behind myself with that stuff. It's like let's see, sweet. I love drawings of the Murmansk Oblast. I don't know what that is. Garklingen said, just watch the latest Vorsh debate. Sick shit. Really, guy is really good at never shutting the fuck up. Love him. Understand why you guys like him. We actually are supposed to talk or game with Vosh tonight. I'm kind of like killing some time. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how this would work. I'm trying to kill some time, honestly, before we hop on with him. But also, I love the guy and also my business partner. But sometimes it's hard to wrangle everybody. Like, I don't know for sure that we're gonna be seeing them. So I figured, I don't want to sit around and just like wait, and then it's not gonna happen. So I'm like, let me just do my own thing. We'll stream for a couple hours. I don't really have anything to talk about except like filling you guys in on, what we've been doing. But I'll answer some questions and chill with you guys while we're here. Maybe I might even just fire up a game while we're here if we run out of like things that we want to draw. But it's fine. I honestly myself could use a little bit more like motivation to draw. It's been really like exhausting with the holiday season. I just have not had as much time or motivation to do it. So maybe this will be good for me. Solus's Decax. I imagine the ladybug from A Bug's Life would have a gnarly receding hairline, like Bill from King of the Hill. Yeah, for sure. All my favorites are ones that didn't do well. That's great. Some of my favorites are ones that didn't really do that well, or ones that like people didn't fully understand. I was not lamenting, but honestly laughing because it's just funny. I was laughing at Zach about one of the comics that I just did recently is one. It's, when I'm drawing them, I know something's funny if it makes me laugh out loud, because it's like, imagine you're telling a joke in slow motion. It's like really hard for the punchline to still hit at the end of it. But the one that I just drew of the guy that was like, I said little squids, like little, and there's two giant squids in there, and he's like, get out of my office, and the two giant squids like shuffle out, and there's a colossal squid in the hallway, and they're like, dude, not now. Like, that one makes no sense. But when I drew it, I was like, this is so funny to me. I don't know why, and some of my favorite jokes are ones like that you can't explain why something's funny. So one of the favorites that I've done, but did not by any like metric do well on social media. Like, it did by my like some of my higher performing standards, like it didn't do that well, but doesn't matter. It's I finished that and I was like, this is one of my best. I don't even care if it doesn't do well. This is one of my best that I've done. My favorite one of yours is the ballsack alien one. That's such a good one too. Yeah, and also like that didn't do numbers like that. Like, it was too wordy, or like, I don't know, people don't get it. Sometimes it's like those are the ones that are funny to me, and I try to. I mean, it's like dumb to explain, I guess, but it's like if there was an angle that I wanted to position myself in terms of like what type of comedy I like. I love like just absurdism, like non sequitur things that just don't make any, like Cow Tools type shit. I know Cow Tools has become kind of like a modern like emblem of that, just like total like not even absurd because it's like wacky. It's just like does this mean anything? What is funny about this? But Gary Larson thought it was funny, otherwise he wouldn't have published it. And it is just funny because it's especially funny now in its like cultural context, because we all know that like people, for you guys who don't know what Cow Tools is, I'm sure you guys already know. I probably don't have to tell you, but like, let me just pull it up, I guess. Cow Tools was this Gary Larson Far Side comic that became really, it has its own Wikipedia page, became really infamous because, hang on a sec. Can I just drag this into here? Insert as new layer. Do you want to download the image from Reddit? God damn it. Yeah, just download it. Oh, doesn't exist. Okay. Pointless. This is it, guys. This is Cow Tools. Literally just a cow standing in front of, I don't know, made up like wood shaving and rocks that are like vaguely look like tools or items. Anyway, the newspaper that Gary Larson, when he, he's a syndicated comic artist, the newspapers that this one appeared in, he and the newspapers itself got so much mail, not fan mail, not hate mail necessarily, but literally just like mail that was like, can you please explain last Tuesday's Far Side comic? It made no sense to me. What was the joke, basically? And it's become infamous. Yeah, let me read. Let's see what it says here. Cow Tools is the cartoon from the Far Side by American cartoonist Gary Larson, published in October 1982. So, fair time ago. Definitely a time where boomer humor was still in, predominantly what was in newspapers. Gary Larson definitely stand out among a lot of the other, usual suspects. It depicts a cow standing behind a table of bizarre, misshapen implements with the caption, Cow Tools. The cartoon confused many readers who wrote or phoned in seeking an explanation of the joke. In response to the controversy, Larson issued a press release clarifying that the thrust of the cartoon was simply that if a cow were to make tools, they would lack something in sophistication. It has been described as arguably the most loathed Far Side strip ever. That's stupid. While also becoming a popular internet meme. So, yeah. And then explanation. Larson took the unusual step of issuing a press release explaining the joke. The cartoon was intended to be an exercise in silliness. Oh, I fucking love this man. While I have never met a cow who could make tools, I felt sure that if I did, the tools, would lack something in sophistication and resemble the sorry specimens shown in this cartoon. I regret that my fondness for cows, combined with an overactive imagination, may have carried me beyond what is comprehensible to the average Far Side reader. Oh, chef's kiss. What a fucking... Dude, what a good response. God damn. I hope the day comes that I get to issue a press release so I can, essentially just, rip that word for word. And that's exactly how I feel about some of my other comics, which, oddly, people end up imposing weird, especially political. That's I know that's the meme that's what is the meaning? Is it political? I don't understand. Dude, people love doing that with Beetle Moses comics, especially ones that just make no fucking sense. I don't think this was a time that people were so obsessively just rabidly it must be political. What does it mean? The way that they are now, not even to sound I don't care about politics. It's just when is that going to go away? When are people going to stop doing that? It's so fucking dumb. But anyway, hilarious comic. And so the one that I had some people replying to my Squid comic that I was just talking about, this is your Cow Tools, because there was a huge wave of comments that I was getting that were I don't get this, can someone please explain? But there's nothing to explain. It doesn't really... I forgot we were drawing this. There's nothing to explain. It doesn't mean anything. Let's see. Bim biddy boo boo. What am I reading here? Oh, Murmansk is that peninsula in northern Russia, the border with Finland, that looks like a xenomorph hat. That's hilarious. I've never heard of that, but learn something new every day. Yo, what up, Rad Doinks? What's the theme tonight? Well, I'm going to tell you guys something. I am about to re-enter my bug era. Not that I ever really left officially, but I haven't drawn many bug comics in a little while, and I'm gearing up. As some of you already know, I'm gearing up to write my next long piece, which is going to be longer than Druzy. I think it's going to have words. Druzy was just pictures, storytelling, which I'm still really proud of. That one's still sitting on my website. If you want to download it, if you have not read it, or if you're subscribed to the Patreon, it's also available there. Oh, Starboned! Just subscribe. Thank you for the sub. Did you guys notice, by the way, I should say, I think I fixed the sub alert. So first of all, it shouldn't blow out your speakerphones, and it should only go once. I didn't catch that one because my volume was down, but viewers at home, how did that one just sound? I'm going to turn it up a little bit because I think it might be too quiet. I didn't hear it. Okay. Me when the squid is colossal. Oh, they've subscribed. Starbone, you've been subscribed for 5 months. You're on a 1 month streak, dude. Hell yeah, let's go. What was I just talking about? Oh, so I am writing a long comic, which I'm really happy about, but I'm excited for. But I'm also getting a little bit like nervous that I might be spending too much time like trying to build the backstory and not just like jumping into it. But what I am doing is drawing some character art, like preliminary art, as I'm like preparing for it. And I have very much the like it's not vague anymore. It's pretty clear. I have like a pretty clear idea of what everything is, but now I'm kind of like building into some details that are going to help me like write the story a bit. But anyway, so what I figured we would draw today is I'd like to draw one of my anthropomorphized bug characters, which is actually what we drew on the very first Beetle Moses drawing stream. I don't know if you guys remember that. But I think what we're going to draw are one of my the rhino beetles, which I've been drawing a lot, which, by the way, limited time only. If you get a print from the Beetle Moses shop, you get these very limited edition. I probably have like 20 of them left. The bug crawling out of the computer stickers, they're so fresh. So yeah, those are available. They're not for sale, but they're coming with prints. And if you're wondering, if you're like, oh, but I just ordered a print, I hope I get one. Yes, you did. These went with the last batch of them too. What was I gonna say? So yeah, we're gonna draw one of those characters, but I probably like the one that I did before that was like wearing a t-shirt. I think it'll be fun tonight. Mr. Universe Squid said, I have a problem with finding something funny at first, drawing it, and then not thinking it's funny. Yeah, that happens to me too. Cow Tools looks almost AI generated. Can you explain this? What does this mean? Me DMing Yellow Swag Studios. True. Chat, what is Hal's moving asshole? Oh, what's up, main Game Boy? How's everybody's day been? Dude, my day's been pretty good. I was kind of like filling in my time with some, I had to just draw some stuff. Like, it felt like it had been a long time since I had drawn a comic. And so I was like, I really need to just like get something done. I don't actually know if this is what they look like. I'm just doodling. I just figured it'd be funny to see what he would look like if he had hair. But I don't know. I don't know. I was kind of stressed today for some reason. Xenomorph would go hard in a wife beater. He would, but I don't know how that would play into these spikes on his back. But I will give him a chain. Yeah. And they just have these long, gross fingers. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've been just too stressed. I think I've been against my own, like, I've pretty much been breaking my cardinal rule which is to just never watch like political streamers, YouTube drama. It's just not good for your brain, I don't think. And like I've been watching it because it's also sort of like reality TV. Like you can put it on and it's just like in the background. But I kind of need to start consuming some like good material again, like thoughtful, like creative, fictional material. You know what I mean? Like I need to start watching some more. It's been a while since I've watched like a good movie and stuff. Does Beetle Moses wear sandals? I guess I'm asking if it's a pre or post God Moses Beetle. Oh, you mean the character? I usually draw him with sneakers, but I suppose it would make more sense if he was wearing sandals. Political content is cringe. Grilling will save you. I know, and it's like I'm not even watching stuff that's like really hot take political stuff. It's more just like I don't want to shout out any names or anything because no free clout. But it's just like current events, random stuff. Like I don't know, and then the YouTube algo. Like once you watch one thing in a certain niche, it's just like, oh, you like that? Here's a million other videos like that. And now that's just what's showing up in my thing. Socks and sandals, yeah. I wear socks and sandals all the time. It's one of my favorite combos. So, yeah, I gotta stop watching that garbage. This shit is just not good. No bueno. So, anyway, I think that's also played into part of the reason that I have not been feeling super, like, inspired to draw comics recently, because it is a lot like, you know, the type of food that you eat is gonna it's gonna make you feel a certain type of way. It's the same way about, you know, this is like old. I'm not saying anything new here, but like, you know, like me watching stuff that's just like dumb, brain dead, like political content and stuff like that online. It's not actually good for me, my output, really. You know what I mean? I don't really feel any type of way about it other than that I recognize that, like, I feel less... When I watch movies and stuff, when I'm watching a lot of movies, that's when I'm really on a kick of, like, ideas are popping in my head. I don't know why, but when I'm watching a bunch of YouTube and stupid crap, it's not so much. It's like if you watch trash TV all the time. Yeah, the other thing is that I've been rewatching Jersey Shore, which is really good. And I'm going to let you guys in on a secret, actually. I'm actually a pretty big Jersey Shore fan. I haven't watched any of there's all these spin-off shows that they're still doing, but the original seasons, I'm talking seasons like 1 through 6 of Jersey Shore, are, I'm not even being like facetious. It's like high art. Like they're actually, it's incredible television, especially. You know, we're now like almost 15 years out from the original air. If it might even be that long, honestly. It might even be closer to like 20 years. No, that can't be. It didn't air in 2003. When did Jersey Shore air? Jersey Shore. Okay, ran from 2009 to 2012. So it ended over 10 years ago. Okay. That's not as old as I thought. I thought it was like 2006, 7. All right, 2009. Dude, if you guys at home, like if you watch reality TV but you haven't watched Jersey Shore, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. I think it's like it's so fascinating to watch because like it's aged. Well, this is also a personal taste thing, but I love watching things that have aged poorly, things that have aged really badly in such a way that they are like an honest snapshot of their time is, in my opinion, the best type of aging that like old content can do. Obviously not the best, like, you know, Rosemary's Baby was made in like 1968, and like that movie has aged amazingly because it's so outside of its time. It feels incredibly fresh even when you watch it today. But there's another type of content, content. Listen to me. See what I'm talking about? There's another type of art, media that ages really badly. The Blind Side has aged so horribly. It's hilarious. That's so true. we've talked about that on Cold Cuts podcast. In fact, it's funny you mentioned it. I literally brought it up again on the episode that we just recorded that hasn't gone live yet. But The Blind Side is like that Oscar needs to be revoked. And especially, and the reason that it's coming up again in conversation is because, what was it, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, there was a whole expose that the guy who the story is about, well, this is actually old news, but I think he did like a more recent interview that had like been resurfaced. So it was like they reopened the wound by talking to him about it. But the guy who's the subject of the movie, this football player, who's this big guy, Michael Oher. I wouldn't have remembered because the movie fucking stinks. But yes, that is the real guy. He said even upon its like release, he was making statements that he was basically like, I didn't like the movie. I don't like the way it portrayed me because and I read about this after I watched Garkling and said Based. After I was watching Blind Side, I don't know if it was on TV or a family member had it on or something like that. I was watching it basically against my will, as I've seen a lot of, movies that I don't really care for. I watched them against my will. This one was on TV, and I'd seen it years ago. I might have even seen it in theaters when it came out in like 2005 or whatever. And then it was on TV, and we were watching it, and I was astounded at how bad it was. Ham-fisted, one-dimensional, badly written, badly acted. You know the whole story, the moment it's... You watch the trailer, you see the whole movie, which is my least favorite kind. I cannot believe movies like that ever existed, but the fact that they still are coming out is insane. The type of movie that if you just watch a trailer, you know everything that happens. I refuse to see movies like that. Yeah, Tequila Sunset. Apparently they made him look like a huge dumb fuck when he's just a normal dude. Yes! I was watching that movie and I was like, this is offensive. This is offensive. Like, they literally play the guy like he's like, yeah, he's like really dumb. And the reason that when I was watching, it's just like a totally typical white savior movie. And then when I was watching the movie and I was like, this is so phony and it's so obvious Oscar bait, and then it won. I'm pretty sure it won Best Picture. Somebody can fact check me on that, but I'm almost positive that it did. I had to look it up. I was on Wikipedia and I was like reading about it because I was like, who? I cannot believe, I need names. Who the fuck got away with this? And I saw right there, like, it's like listed right there on Wikipedia that Michael Oher, after the movie was released, was like, I did not like the way that the movie came out. And it's not, he didn't specifically say because they depicted that I was dumb, but he was like, they made it look like they adopted me and I was such a natural talent at football, it just was innate, that I got to play for the NFL. That it basically carried me because I was just like innately good at football. And he was like, that pissed me off because that's not true. I had actually studied the game of football. I had been practicing for years and years, like putting like, it was like my whole life was dedicated to getting good at football. And then I was given an opportunity because I was put in front of people that actually were going to see me. But they played it off like I didn't even do any work. I just was like born this way, basically. And that was so validating to me. Who the hell am I? Watching the movie and I was like, yeah, this movie stinks. And then going and seeing that the guy who the movie was made about saying, yeah, that movie stinks, I was like, oh. That felt so good. Michael Oher, I hope you get vindicated, baby. And something else happened. I don't know if he sued them or something just happened. I'm totally pulling this out of my ass, but it's like he got a restraining order on the family or some stupid shit. Like they owed him money maybe for the movie rights and like didn't pay him. Some bullshit like that. We let everybody get off way too easy with that movie. And it wasn't that long ago. The Academy should be ashamed of their liberalism. That's definite African, quote-unquote, innate athleticism, neo-racism, Studio Zero says. Yeah, I did not know that that's like a thing, I guess. Well, I guess I've heard people say racist stuff like that before. I can't say that I didn't know that was a thing. I just didn't know there was a word for it, I guess. Really bad movie overall. What is neo-racism? You're asking the wrong dude. I don't know. It sounds like new age racism. That sounds like the Get Out movie type racism where it's all like white liberals that are like, ugh, I would have voted for Obama twice if I could. Where it's like, it's a lot of what you see, I think, on Twitter also. I think the other part, this is also tying back around, I forget what we were just talking about. Oh, we were talking about Jersey Shore. There was something I was going to say about that, but one other thing that I was going to say about, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, so I'm sorry that this has not been a very visually stimulating stream. It's hard for me to talk and draw. But, is anybody else, do you feel me on that? I'm like really bad at doing two things at once. That's why I'm just like sitting here. Yeah, it's also part of the reason that I've just honestly have not been posting, and I just haven't felt like posting to Twitter so much. It's really Twitter. It's not Instagram. It's just Twitter. I'm just so like tired of it. There's nothing to like about that website, and it's not. And I'm not even literally just saying that because it's like, Elon Musk bad, blue check bad. This website used to be a safe space, and now no, that's not at all how I feel. That's literally one half of it. The other, oh fuck, I drew this all on a different layer. That's insane. The actual reason I hate it is actually because of people who I think I would vastly agree with politically. It's just, yeah, it's not that. It's just the way people behave on that website is so cringe. It's so cringe. Is not being able to do two things at once an autism thing? I have no idea. If it is, then I am definitely patient zero. Because I can't even do, if I'm doing something and somebody's talking to me, I'm not even listening. Eyedropper tool? I don't love that there's not a quick, does anybody who uses Credo, is anybody watching who uses Credo? How can I quick select for the eyedropper tool? That's what I want to know. Alright, I'm done with this drawing. Sorry, not feeling this one anymore. It feels like the site somehow got dumber. It really did, and it's like, and I'm seeing it from everybody. It's just, I'm really tired of just like, I don't know. I'm tired of it. It's almost like me just saying this is like cringe, because it's like, how much more is there really to say? I'm not saying anything that hasn't already been said. But it's just exhausting. It's a fucking headache. It's exhausting. Everyone is so perpetually pissed off, looking for a reason to be angry or call you out, or like, oh my god, I'm just tired of seeing. I'm tired. Not even me getting called. I'm not even saying like, man, somebody didn't like my comic. No, it's like, it's not even me. It's like I'm just seeing other people. Like, just, I'm like, oh, shut up. Everybody needs to get their internet revoked. If the internet just totally went down for like a month. Like, it was like, whoops, somebody, you know, you know how the sharks are chewing on the Ethernet cables at the bottom of the ocean? If, like, a giant shark just, like, bit one in half and everybody worldwide, the internet went down, first would be, panic! Panic! What are we gonna do? How am I gonna know what the weather is? I can't get Uber Eats. I don't know, what would actually happen if the internet all went down? Probably not much of anything. I really think we would get back to normal a little bit. Some of the wildest shit was that one weirdo calling YOLO a groomer a little while back. Yeah, that was dumb. Like, more of the same crap, just like, this person said something that I don't like. It's not even really offensive, and it's not It's not actually really bad, but I just don't really like it. So I'm going to say terrible things about this guy. Completely untrue. So dumb. It's so depressing. Oh, look who's in the chat. Is it true they call you Mr. Grabungulus? Yellow Swag Studios appearance in the chat. It's especially dumb, right? Because they're technically right, just aren't looking in the right places. Oh, God. Musk taking over Twitter for me was like medieval peasant and someone showed up to tell me I have a new king and my life didn't change and I died of cholera shortly after. Yeah, real. I might be built a little different, but I've been fully plugged into everything the Stokes would consider cringe and I feel completely fine and happy. Well, there you go. Well, could you give an example? What are you watching? Are you watching like political stuff? I mean, dude, if you can handle that stuff, it's fine. I actually pride myself that I think I have a little bit of a higher tolerance than most for just like brain dead, you know, shit on social media, like not affecting me, not like you're really getting under my skin, which is why it's more concerning because I know that the average, like, you know, 20-year-old that's like maybe taking the wrong dosage of medication is basically like the normal person on Twitter. So I know that they're seeing stuff on there that is not good for them, and that's what's making them act crazy. And then they say something that's like really dumb but easy to agree with, and then it gets like 50,000 likes, and then there's more 20-year-olds at home that are looking at that and they're like, interesting. I did not have that thought before, and now I have that thought. You're the only person I've seen who looks older when they shave. You think I want to hear that, dude? I'll ban you. The Algerian National Liberation Front fandom is so toxic and has a problem with parasocial relationships. Fair. All right, let's draw together. What do you think? Let me sketch this out first. I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna do it. Hey Beetle, who were your top 5 Spotify artists? It's a great question. I cannot access that webpage. Every time I go to Spotify Wrapped, I'm gonna show you right now. Here's what happens. The connection times out, or I get like a 404 error. Yeah, here, check it out. It says 500 internal server error. And then if I try, there's another link that actually should take me to Spotify. Here, your Spotify Wrapped. And it opens up on my Spotify and it says 2020 Wrapped. Here are your top songs 2020. So I have no idea. I don't know. Everybody's showing their Spotify Wrapped and I just cannot access it. It's just not working. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the problem is really. But to be honest, I don't really care. I don't want to sound like that guy that's like, I'm too cool for this, but it's like, no, I don't think, none of you guys care. Who cares? I'm sorry. As much as I love you guys, I don't really care what you're listening to. Why would you care what I'm listening to? It's mostly what you would expect. What are my top 2020? I mean, I'll tell you. Number 1 song that I listened to in 2020 was A Lot by 21 Savage. Then I listened to Livin' Loose by George Clanton. Pictures of You by The Cure. Something to Rap About, which is by Freddie Gibbs featuring Tyler the Creator. And the final song was also a Freddie Gibbs song called Cataracts. Cataracts by Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. Yeah, actually there's good songs on here. A lot of Freddie Gibbs. I still listen to a lot of Freddie Gibbs. He's probably my favorite rapper, TBH. Rhymes Like Dimes. Yeah, honestly, my taste has not really changed that much since this year. I was listening to a lot of the band Yuck, particularly their self-titled album, song Get Away and The Wall. 21 is a closet chaser. I don't think he's closeted anymore. I think it's a pretty... That's so insanely cringe. Which one is cringe? That song? Holy shit, George Clanton rocks. 21? He's just like me, for real. I love that song. This year they had messages to the top listeners from their artists. I got messages from George Clanton, Zubin of Tally Hall, and Nick Lutzko. Also, George called me a pervert, no lie. What? I was actually going to see him live. Sorry, I'm just plotting this out, by the way. I was actually going to see him live right before COVID. It was literally, I was like, I was going to get the tickets, and I was like, I'll buy them next week when I get paid. And then COVID happened. It was terrible. So now I've never seen him live. Yeah, this looks good. All right, I'm gonna have you guys draw along with me. It's not gonna come out perfect because I don't have anything I don't have it plotted, but you know, I think we should just dive right in. I'll teach you guys how to draw this little character. Okay, so here's the bug that we're drawing, which is I have a little rhino beetle. This one's just a little plastic toy. They're actually pretty easy to draw. They're fun to draw. What does it say? What's your professional opinion on YouTube indie animation? A classic euphemism for hell of a boss and the digital circus. I personally thought they were fine, but I wouldn't recommend them to people. I haven't watched either of those. Sorry. But I love the idea of YouTube indie animation. I know there's a huge market for it. I know people like watching animations. YouTube is not a great platform, I think, in a lot of ways because they're not very transparent with their users, and I can say that firsthand. Like Cold Cuts, even though we have decent following, I think we're about we have 8,000 subs or something like that on the Cold Cuts channel, which you should absolutely take out. What was I gonna say? It would be annoying to work really hard on an animation, and then upload it, and then YouTube doesn't want to monetize it or give you anything for your work, or they take it down or they strike it or something like that. It's not a transparent. I imagine that starting as an indie animator and trying to make it your full-time thing on YouTube is very frustrating, but that it's not great, I don't think, to be an animator in the industry either. So it's just not an easy road. I think YouTube indie animation could be a really good opportunity if YouTube decides to. I mean, really, it's just YouTube. It's just YouTube needs to stop being like Instagram, basically, or Meta, or Twitter. No support. All of these giant tech companies, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. There's no reason for them to not be able to afford a team for customer service that they could actually help you with stuff. But they don't. They don't have anybody on there. If they did, I think it would be a great opportunity to do. What's going on here? Yellow Swag. Are you saying there will be a Cold Cuts YouTube show in the future and perhaps early access on Patreon and nude photos of Harris? ! Patreon. Yeah, it's right there, guys. If you want to check out, with so much good content on that Patreon. We've been gaming pretty much every night with the patrons, which you get access to the Discord just at the lowest tier. If you join at $5, you get access to the Discord, and we're gaming and chatting and hanging out there all the time. It's the most active group chat you can pretty much imagine, and it's just a really fresh community. Everybody's super funny. We've got a lot of people in the chat who are in there, so maybe they can speak to it as well. All right, let's draw this character. What do you think, guys? So we're break it down into basic shapes, okay? There's this kind of, you don't have to draw along quite yet, but just to get an idea. You've got this sort of rainbow kind of shape. I'd call this an arched rectangle. If you guys are following along, you can just grab a pen and paper. That's all you need to follow along if you want to learn how to draw this character that I'm going to draw today, who is probably also going to be a character that's featured in a story I'm working on. So we've got a shape that looks something like this. All right. You can just pencil sketch this or draw these shapes separately. I'm going to draw the real deal in a minute. There's a point, kind of like a wave shape at the top. Okay. Actually, let's see here. I kind of want to bring that down a bit, actually. Let's see. You know what? I changed my mind about that previous shape. It needs to be bigger. Make it taller. You. Yeah, that's way better. You can actually make it flat across the bottom. See how I did that? Looks almost like a ice cream in a cup. Round on top. And then this like kind of open book, open pamphlet shape at the bottom. All right, then we're gonna add this point. The face itself is kind of like what would you call that? Polygon? And he's got this snout which comes up. So just so you can get an idea of what it looks like. But we're gonna draw it for real now. Okay. What's going on? Stickers of my ass this month? What? No, I don't condone drunk driving. Alright guys, so let's draw this. Ready? Let's actually start with... Huh? It's your fault for not posting your beautiful drawing in the Discord after class. Who, me? I'll post my drawing. Okay, ready? We're gonna go start with a point, that wave shape at the top. Get this man his keys. Oh my god. Once you draw that, we're gonna draw that other shape that I was talking about, which is a long curve. Okay. And then just give it a little angle down here before we fill in. Beetle said he'll post whole if we get 5 Patreon subs this stream. That's true. Kind of gimmicky, but I support it. Slaymat, first time chatter, says vibe. What's happening? This is a vibe. Which hole? That's for you to find out. All right, now let's do this. Ready? Tiny L shape, like that. And then we're gonna make this long curving snout. And at the top, we've got this, it's got this kind of Y shape with prongs on either side. 2 M's. See that? Very cliche. I would hold a tongue. Winner gets whole. Very good. Very good. I woke up to a weird notification this morning that somebody tried getting a Peter Griffin The Vaporwave album floral shop. You know, I've been selling those Peter Griffin shirts that are on here, I'll show you. It was this design. Wait a minute. See this? Old Beetle Moses drawing. Had this one on a t-shirt For a while, it was like one of my top sellers, but it's like old now. I mean, I got this a long time ago. Oh, I forgot to read the commandments. Nobody reminded me. I'll pull them up in a sec. But anyway, somebody tried ordering a shirt for the first time in a while of this one, and I got an email from my print site because they make them to order. And they were like, holds up Spork. We just noticed that this features a character which you do not have clearance for. If you have, like, the legal rights to have Family Guy characters, you have to show it to us. But otherwise, you're not allowed to sell this on your website or something to that effect. And I was like, what the fuck? This is, like, literally over a year old. I remember seeing that. I've been meaning to get the shirt. Is it still available? Sorry to say, no, it is not. I had to take it down. They wouldn't clear it. I was selling it for a long time and then disappeared. There are other Family Guy shirts, like Family Guy types of... It's crazy you're making exclusive pink prints of this image for Patreon next month despite Printful. Can't wait to buy one. Yeah, that's true. But anyway, I loved this design. Loved that people were able to buy it. But yeah, Printful, at least for the foreseeable future, this will no longer be available on a t-shirt. Yeah, I'll try to find... I mean, I've been trying to lose that website, honestly, for a while. I have had countless problems with them. It's part of the reason that I don't do t-shirts so much. Like, unless people are really like, please put this design on a shirt, like the Rat King one, which I was like, this would be a cool shirt. And I saw now some people are sending me pictures because they're receiving them in the mail, and I'm like, these are dope. I'm glad that I made these on t-shirts. But in general, because I don't get to mail it out, like, I like mailing things out. Like, these Rat King prints that I made, I'm gonna show you guys. They are so spicy. Look at this. On this, like, nice ivory paper. This off-white color. Woo! Signed by the artist. They came out so nice. And these are great because I also get to personalize it. Like, when you order it, you get a sticker like that. You get one of these. So that part's fun. But I don't get to do that when people order from the t-shirt website because I never see this stuff. You have a tasteful thickness of it. Hope you're doing good, Beetle. What up, Metal Waluigi? How you doing? But some people prefer to have shirts. You know, not everybody wants to hang something in their house, but everybody wants a t-shirt. So, like, I'll make one. Like, it's cool, but it's not my first choice. So it fell to the wayside. I was like, I have to find a new t-shirt printer, and then I was like, I'm just not gonna make t-shirts anymore. All right, let's see. Do you do hoodies? I haven't. But that's the other thing that we've been talking about with cold cuts is that we'd like to do. Metal Waluigi gifted a sub to Cardboardius. Let's go, Metal Waluigi. Grumpy Academic Italian says print all of Muzzy on a shirt. That'd be great. That should happen, honestly. All right, I'm gonna make a little eyeball. Are the t-shirts ethically sourced? The company's based out of Australia, I think, is where they make the shirts. But I don't know. I'm not here to advertise Printful to you. It's like they've kind of done me dirty more than a few times. I've run into issues with them. So I don't totally know. The prints are ethically sourced because I just make them. But nothing else is. That should be good. SMH, Beetle Beetle exploiting underage Australian garment workers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Printful does over there. All I know is that they like love to rip me off, and they love to like police me. Here, look, guys. See, I'm kind of making this like elephant trunk, bringing it up to like here, and then drawing the other little eye. And they love to police me like literally 18 months after I've had an item on my website. All of a sudden they'll be like, we cannot make this. You do not own this property. You've been printing it for 18 months. I mean, if you're worried about like legal action, isn't it already a little late? Isn't this kind of like Closing the barn door after the horse has gotten out. Beetle, why are you forcing me to drive tipsy to get pizza in 6 minutes? Don't do that. Chat, everybody in chat say don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, look at that. Give him a little stocking, which is his little antenna. Another one right there. Let's see. You probably get this a lot, but Cold Goods with Vouch is truly the greatest content on the internet. Yeah, I freaking love that. We're supposed to record with him today. I don't know if I already mentioned that. I think I did already mention that. But yeah, we are. But thank you. Love doing that. Love having that guy on. All right, let's see here. He's funny. Actually. How do I want to do this? Yeah, that's it. All right, so check it out. This is because we're at an angle. See that shape? Got this kind of like forehead bit, curves in, and then back down. Down, curves in, down, like that. Vosh says he's too busy kissing Bruce Vilanch. Okay, let's see here. Take a little of that. Another line, just give it that kind of 3D effect. And then this, I'm just going to close across the bottom. Now, it's time to make him wearing a t-shirt. I always love doing this part. This part's easy. Okay? He's kind of tubby. So, a little curve like that. Sleeve. Bring it up. Make a Y. And his little hand is coming through. He's got a skinny little arm. Straight line. Little W shape, and then back up. Yeah. Does it look cute already? I gotta say, this program Krita, it's been pretty good to me so far. Working good. Working well. Oh my god. Little cutie pie. You know, I gotta say this. I have been. There are some, like, big time webcomic artists. Can I say something? I'm gonna talk some shit real quick. I'm not gonna name names. But I see some webcomic artists, and I've talked about this a lot already, especially in the field of webcomics. There was this wave of ad alert. Uh-oh, is there an ad? Perfect, while I'm talking shit. I'll tell you right now. There was a wave of webcomic artists, which, and you know who it is? I will call this guy out. It's freaking XKCD. Randall Monroe. You son of a bitch. Most Reddit comic I can think of. Webcomic guy. All of his stuff, if you look it up, XKCD, you'll recognize it. His stuff is very widely spread, widely shared. XQC makes comics? No, different X guy. XXX Tentacion makes comics? And this guy, all of his stuff is words, and it's, no, XQC is the comic. All his stuff is words, and then these stupid, shitty little, like, it's almost like supposed to be sarcastic. Like, all of his characters are just little stick figures. It's like just what like a bitter comic artist would do, to just be like, it's literally to me it's the equivalent of these AI guys that are like, hey, artists, wasted your whole life, and then, but meanwhile this guy's like an award-winning webcomic artist, ruined the genre. I don't think his shit's funny at all. It has become a very Reddit thing to point out every situation has a relevant XKCD. Dude, Reddit, stupid as hell webcomic. All right, I have no interest in ever meeting that guy. There's so many amazing artists that I like. I'm hoping, like, please, I hope I get to talk to some of these people. You know, like, I'd love to like be at the same panel as this guy. XKCD, hate this dude. I literally think he ruined webcomics so hard because he just made it seem like, oh, you can make comics and they can just look really bad. You don't have to try at all. You don't even have to have like a style. You don't even have to have like you have nothing. You just write words and draw these like stupid little stick figures and be an award-winning like comic artist. It's just dumb. Like it's literally the opposite of the type of comics that I like, which are like comics that like every page just looks like a masterpiece. Like, oh my god, this looks beautiful, and the writing, in my opinion, comes second. Like sometimes, like, you know, obviously in a perfect comic, the writing and the art just meet in the middle, and it's just like woo. But I've read a lot of comics that like the writing is just like or it's kind of like listless, like it doesn't really know where it's going, but the art is just so cool. You know what I mean? And I don't mean like the technical ability is so amazing, but it's just that like it looks really interesting. Like the art is just really like stimulating to look at. And it has nothing to do with technical ability or like schooling, but it's like that the artist tried. And XKCD is a comic that it's like, this dude, like, why? It's like literally like somebody made a comic who just like hates comics, but it's like, why would you? I don't get it. Would you want to listen to music from somebody who hates music? Would you want to watch a movie by somebody who hates movies? You'd get like, you know, you'd get like what is this shit? Hell yeah, like Be Kind My Neighbor. The panels look like a lost art piece from like the 60s, and I love it. I'm not familiar with that, but it sounds awesome. I mean, dude, even like The Far Side is like, you know, I don't really think that Gary Larson's like technical. I mean, he's in my opinion a master of like short comics, but it's not because of his like skills as an artist. Although he does have, I don't know if it's a natural ability or just a really keen eye for drawing things funny. Like the images are really funny because he has a funny style of drawing, even though some of the art is somewhat like simple. I mean, it's all simple. He's not like Bill Watterson, like Calvin and Hobbes, where like Calvin and Hobbes, like he has the main characters looking kind of like simple, like, you know, easy to draw or recreate, but then they'll be like running around in this like lush like snow, you know, snowy forest, or he'll have these crazy sequences with like dinosaurs in outer space and shit that's like, holy shit, you could draw like that. Like sometimes he'll just like be flexing and you're like, whoa, this dude can really draw, but he decides to like dial it back. But that's not even part of it. Like here, I'll even give another example. This is actually a comic artist that I really like, who I don't, she's not present on the internet anymore, but I've talked about her a couple times. It's Ali Brosh, who used to draw Hyperbole and a Half, which also kind of wheeled in a certain era for webcomics, which is an era that I don't hate, where things are they're crudely drawn, but they're funny. Like the images are funny, even in not even in spite of their crudeness, but like because of their crudeness. XQCD, what is it? XKCD? I think I have been saying XQCD. XKCD, it's just lifeless, like nothing. Why did I get on this? Oh, because what I don't like is that it feels like it wheeled in this era where now, like, not now I feel like we're finally trying to claw our way out of it, but a lot of webcomic artists just felt like, oh, I don't have to get good at all. Like, being a webcomic artist means just drawing bad, and just, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be funny. this guy is an award-winning webcomic artist and he doesn't draw anything. He doesn't do anything. And it's like, why would you want to limit yourself? Like, that's such an easy way to box yourself in and just be like, this is what a webcomic looks like. It's bad. You know, they're supposed to look bad, so I'm just never going to get good at drawing. It's just so stupid. But anyway, the reason I was going to bring it up is because there are webcomic artists who I won't name. XKCD I don't care about naming because he doesn't care about me. He's like a fucking award-winning whatever. But it's like some artists that are like, not my peers because I've never spoken to them, but my contemporaries, and that they're also like somewhat popular webcomic artists. It's like they just don't like, there's like really simple basic things like mistakes that I see in their drawings that I'm just like, dude, you know, once you're like a full-time artist, like you have something, in my opinion, something of an obligation to actually get like try to get good at it. You know what I mean? I find it like a little bit like, you know, I get that same feeling where you're working at a company and or like, you know, everybody's had a job like this. You know, when you're working at a retail store and your boss, you might even be cool with your boss because they're really lenient and it's just whatever, but they don't do shit and you're like, I know you're getting paid so much more than me and like you don't do anything. It's like, I get that feeling even if these people aren't getting paid more. It's not about the money. It's just like the reach and popularity. It's like, you have so much reach and popularity and I know you're not even trying. Sorry, I'm talking too much shit. No, I'm not talking about Stone Toss. I'm not talking about any like it. It's not that. It's just like, let me just, my word of advice to you guys, 'cause I know I'm not even trying to come across as like bitter or like it's not even that. I'm when people find success, it doesn't mean anything to me whether or not I like their work. Like that, everybody has enough. There's enough water to go around, right? You know, like you can. If somebody wants to be successful, even if I don't like their work, it means nothing to me. I don't feel any bitterness towards them. It just makes me feel like let me work harder, because if this person can do it, I know sure as hell that I can do it. But it's like, you know, they're like, sometimes I just see other artists like this, and I'm just like, I can't help but feel this dull kind of just like, what are you doing, my guy? Like, you don't want to try? So like my advice to you, anybody who's watching this, if you're starting webcomics or doing, please try to get good. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, yo, am I too late for the mukbang string? No way, baby. We just starting. Let's see. There's that guy that made the Biden. We just brought this one up on the last stream. The Then You're Not Black. That's Alexopolis, who was somebody that like I had a quick run-in with like a year ago, probably, which was like stupid and regrettable. Also, like, I'm sorry. I'm really not. I didn't mean it. I don't know. I feel like I'm hopping on stream and I'm having this like bad attitude. I'm not trying to like talk shit about any of these people. I really don't. It's like, I think I'm just like, I've become very like, I don't know. My fuse has run really short for a lot of social media shit that I'm seeing right now. That I'm just like, oh, just see other people online and I'm just like, it's like not even anger. I'm just like, wow. Just is like debilitating. Okay, guys, check it out. I'm drawing the rest of the shirt. No, I'm not gonna talk any more shit. I want to be a positive energy. All right, that's what I'm trying to be. It's a positive energy. And actually, what I'd like to do. Yeah, let me apologize. Let me actually go out and say I am embarrassed about how bitter and stupid I've just sounded on the last 15 minutes of the stream. I don't want that. I don't want you guys to think that I'm like thinking all these shitty things about other people. I want you guys to think that I'm nice and I appreciate other artists. All this art, I'm glad that it exists. All right, it's like. I'm glad that these artists are here because I have to look at them and know that that's not the type of artist that I want to be. You know what I mean? And on the other hand, I will also say I have been seeing there's so much more. I think what I've been especially realizing recently is like I'm really anxious to work on something that's like big, like just a longer piece. You know what I mean? Like. I do love webcomics. I love doing the one-page shit. And there are other webcomic artists who I talk about time and time again who I absolutely love. I just, oh my God. I got to shout out again. I think I talked about them previously. But I love the Cyanide and Happiness guys so much. And in particular, Chris Wilson, who's one of the guys from Cyanide and Happiness. like I just talked to him on the phone for the first time, and he was giving me like so much clutch advice, and like those guys have been doing it forever, and their stuff has been funny the whole time. Like I love what they do. They're so funny. They have been such a big inspiration to me. So that's also like, I don't want to talk shit about webcomics because I love those guys. Love Chris. I love my co-host Yola Swag. I love these other artists. I love House of Decline, Alex Crocus, Bottling Sunshine. Bottling Sunshine says they're working on their first comic, which is really exciting. But just another fantastic artist in the digital space. And it's like, I shouldn't be talking shit about this. All right, but it's like, I am just like seeing, like I've been reading more long comics now recently because I'm kind of trying to like get in that headspace. Like what does that look like if I started working on something like longer and not just Druzy, which was really insulated because I wasn't really taking outside input. It was all like one idea that I took no input from and just like did it the way I thought was going to be easiest and what I already was comfortable with. And now I'm starting to toy with this idea of like, I really want to work on something that's like really outside my comfort zone because I know I can do it. And I don't say that to sound egotistical. I mean it to just like, I have to gas myself up to get there. Do you know what I mean? Sadly, Cold Cuts is ending soon. YOLO told me you stinky. Yeah, I'm stinking. He could smell me through the computer. Donna Brand, what up? What up? Trashman said, we still love you. Mr. Universe said, it's not a Beetle stream if there aren't at least a few minutes of going hater mode. That's true. I have to go hater mode. I know with you guys, because you're watching, because I want to believe that you care. I think you do care. I care about you guys, so I hope you care about what I'm saying. So I'm only telling this to you. I would never go on Twitter and be like, it's time to call out these webcomic artists because, baby, who gives a shit? But it's because it occupies so much of, like, you know, I have to be, part of my brain has to be occupied with what my contemporaries are doing. Because, like, there is a competitive nature in my own head, which is fake. But Michael Jordan had that too. Michael Jordan had that. He would make up fake competitions in his head. And that's what like elevated him to play like crazy. Not that I'm the Michael Jordan of webcomics, but like I do like having that little thing where I'm like, House of Decline, who I love, is working on a long comic, or House of Decline, you know, or let's say something. Alex Crocus just posted a comic and it went super banger mode, and I haven't drawn anything for like a week. Like I had that little thing where I'm just like, I love those guys. It has nothing, but I have that competitive thing where I'm just like, I like, okay. These guys are doing it. I bet I'm gonna do that shit too. You know what I mean? It's all healthy. It's all love. Like I obviously admire both of their work immensely, but I have a little bit of that where sometimes if I see somebody like in the space doing really well, I'm like, okay, I gotta gear up because I don't want, you know, like check me out too. Let's see, Slame. Sorry, I'm going back here because I missed some of these messages. Dude, wish social media just exploded one day. It's so miserable, but it's not like disconnecting would help anymore. I think disconnecting would help. I think we are kind of reaching peak social media where, like, the mindset that I'm having where I'm like, I really got to get off this shit for a while. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. It's just really miserable and like, not even because of like current events or like politics or just like it's just. We're all seeing way too much of each other and like getting too preoccupied, and I think like I don't know. I think people do retreat to social media because sometimes they feel like real life, like handling real life things are hard, but that only goes so far before it's just like, wow, this social media is just making me feel worse, you know, just for no, I don't know, it's bad. Garklingan said, ever just not want to be a public figure? Like, if there's stuff that's not worth being seen, isn't it just worth putting it out there without yourself? Not you literally, I know it's your job, but if it wasn't, would you still do these streams and the podcast? I mean, it's a good question, but I don't know if I'm the person to answer that question, because I'm not really a public figure. I mean, I am, but, like, how big are we talking here? It's not like I'm getting recognized on the street. You know what I mean? I haven't felt any like pains of like the more clout, more problems, like something, anything like that. And also I mostly stay in my lane. I know not to say, I'm like wise enough to not say really stupid things online or make really heavily opinionated like points or topics. It's just not what I do. It's never something that I wanted to do. Maybe there are people who make it their careers to be really opinionated and stuff online that get tired of it or tired of eyes on them because they feel like they have to live up to a certain standard. But I don't really feel that way. Like I don't, as much as I do talk for a living and stuff like that, I still believe that there's a pretty fair amount of like mystery about my own life, which is what I'd like to maintain. I don't need everybody. Not that I love you guys and I want to share myself with you as much as I can, but like not like my personal life, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, like my family and girlfriend and close friends and stuff. That's just like separate, you know what I mean? I just have that. I have that side, and I don't need anybody like looking at what's going on in my personal life, really. So, no. To answer your question, ever just not want to be a public figure? I've never had that feeling, but it's because I'm not that type of public figure. Is probably a better way to put it. I'm not huge to begin with. Like I have a big following on social media, but I don't know. But I think people follow me for my art, not necessarily for me, if that makes sense. And so my art is public, but I don't feel like I'm like overexposed as a person, really. You know what I mean? If anything, I feel more like, yeah, I just wish I didn't have to do social media. I wish there was just another. I mean, obviously it makes the most sense that that's the quickest and easiest way to reach people. But yeah, it's a little tiring to have to like, all right, logging in every day to just see what's going on. Like that part is kind of stupid. Parent said. The Michael Jordan of webcomics, Beetle Moses 2023. Slame has said, it's extremely normal to find fault. I'm just reading through comments at this point. We're going to finish the drawing in a second, but I hope you guys enjoy me just like answering questions because I'm enjoying reading them. Also, Main Game Boy said, it's okay. I'm currently in an insanely good mood because I just got some crazy good fan art and I feel amazing right now. That's awesome. What's the fan art? Slam said, it's extremely normal to find fault in your area of expertise and want it to be better. Would be cringe if you didn't care and get angry. Yeah, well, thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better. I just don't want to feel like I'm just this, like, talking shit. Like, you know what I mean? There's no reason. Like, there's no, like, when I see people talking shit about other people needlessly, it makes me just be like, you're an asshole. So I don't want people to look at me and think that I'm being an asshole. But it's just like, when I see people that are just like, the reason I even brought this up, it's like, because when we were drawing this, is because like there is this really simple rule of drawing in my head, which is just to respect negative space when you're drawing. Here's a quick side note, which is what I never got around to. But I really think it's important, and a lot of good artists, you don't even realize that they're doing it, but they really respect negative space in a drawing. What does that mean? I would even go so far as to say my co-host, YOLO Swag, who does a great job filling in every available gap with labels and something, still has very strong respect for negative space. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the balance of negative space and how it flows through the subjects of the drawing. For example, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, if I was going to draw two people's faces, let me try to think of how I would do this. If I was going to draw a person and I wanted them to be waving, here's a guy, and I would draw his hand, and here's his hand next to him. What do we see? A guy and a hand. I see very successful webcomic artists, this is just something that grinds my gears, that would draw it like this. Why does that bother me? Why is that annoying to me? I do not like when two lines are on top of each other like that. I would prefer this. I would prefer even if you were going to get things like overlap, if you want the hand to be close to the face, you have to have some overlap. This is still more respectful of negative space, in my opinion. Am I making sense? Like, I can't quite explain it. If somebody, or let's say somebody's taking a bite out of an apple. Okay. Cool. Okay, here's a guy going in for a bite of an apple. This would bother me. Because why are these lines touching? Am I making... this is like... Maybe this is like an art autism thing. But I do not like when lines of an artwork are just like... There's like no sense of like space. There's no respect for the negative space. And it's okay if things are all... I love drawing things that are all on top of each other and touching and they're... You know what I mean? But it's like... Respect the distance. Even this drawing, I think, would look wonky if this little part of his nose was like right, like overlapping. It doesn't look right. I can't explain it. But there's a very big comic artist who shows up in my feed fairly frequently because I follow them. And they break that freaking rule all the time. All the time. And I'm like, dude, you are like, 150,000 follower like webcomic page. You've been doing this for a long time. And I think like maybe a little bit up there in years. How are you still doing stuff like this, bruh? I don't know. That's why I even got on the thing. So, anyway, I just want people to be better. Because it makes me feel like you're not trying. And I want everybody to try harder because it'll be a better world if we're all trying harder. Problem with social media is that every one of them is being curated to be basically heroin for the masses. Yeah, and I kind of feel like they're failing because, like, I feel repulsion. Bless you. My girlfriend sneezed. I feel repulsion to Twitter. I feel repulsion to Instagram. Instagram's not as bad, but they're not doing well. I'm not on TikTok, but anyway. Let's see. Gotta admit, I can't disconnect from social media. Transcendency says, but I make a conscious effort not to get invested in the social media culture. Like, be aware some content is intentionally made to get you illicit negative mood, rage bait, for example. Yeah, I'm fully aware of that. But even the fact that people, like, even when I know people are like grifting for the negative reaction, even that is just, I'm like, I cannot believe this person exists. And it upsets me that people fall for it. Do you know what I mean? But you're right, 100%. Let's see, what are we talking about? I like this guy. Call him out, name drop, lines touching. Sorry. How do you draw hands so well? I'll show you guys to do your hands again. I was told to always avoid tangents because they look like arse. That guy looks like he's really enjoying the apple. Best hand. Going through all Beetle Moses comics and adding tangents wherever I can. This is unironically like a Vosh stream without the theory. So exactly. Really? Why? Is it because I'm just like stream of consciousness and forgetting what I'm doing halfway through? All right, let's draw legs. Now, bug legs are kind of funny because if you guys want me to keep talking shit, I can keep talking shit, but I kind of just feel like it's stupid. Like, what's the point? Because you're getting angry at something very specific. It does bug me. Holy shit, Beetle Moses draws a beetle. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Look at this. I drew this slightly curved line, and then the foot, I should have probably slowed this down. Does he have baggy pants? Oh, he can. Should I put him in pants instead? Nah, I wasn't gonna do pants. We can draw pants. Pog slightly curved. Does it bug you, Mr. Beetle Moses? Yeah, let's go no pants. Slightly curved line. Pog. And then we're gonna do it's this little 7. What do we call it? A J, a little hook shape, and another one. He's got these little 2 toesies. Little toesies. No pants, let him hang, dong. Make him a freestyle rapper with a hoodie. Guys, I want you to be you have total creative freedom over what you want to draw, okay? Can the Beetle wear no pain, no gain on his shirt? Yeah, that's pretty funny. Or like I paused my game to be here. Curved line backup, and the part that I love about bugs is that they're all segmented. And then, because technically he needs 6 legs, we got 1, 2, I'm gonna put another right next to it. See that? It's drawing a parallel, just like that. It's so funny. I'm looking at my print now and I'm wondering if I did that thing that I was just saying I hate. Now, I'm pretty conscious of it. I can't lie. It doesn't really happen in here. Because there's a lot of mice overlapping. There's a lot of figures. But I'm conscious of it when I'm drawing because I know it looks dumb when it's not done right. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Give him a tiny wiener? I'm not. My stream will get banned. Curved around. Wait, that doesn't look right. Gotta make sure that line is like properly. Give him a medium wiener. Dude, I'm gonna tell you guys this idea that I have. This is like down the line. I don't have any big ideas for it, but if I become a comic artist later on where people really want to like fund my long ideas and more like creative passion projects, I never got to finish this idea, but we were talking about Jersey Shore earlier. Does any of you guys watch Jersey Shore? I'm sure you at least have a vague awareness. You know, The Situation, Snooki, JWoww, Pauly D, right? These are the ones, they all got crazy hair. I'm aware of Snooki. It's a funny sentence. There's a comic that's, I don't know who drew this, but back in the day, Marvel had a comic that was called Old Man Logan. Anybody aware of this? Because it's basically like, alternative. Okay, Old Man Logan is an alternative version of the fictional character Wolverine, appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The character is an aged version of Wolverine set in an alternate future universe designated Earth 807128, where the supervillains overthrew the superheroes. Introduced as a self-contained story arc within the Wolverine ongoing series written by Mark Miller and Steve McNiven, the character became popular with fans after the death of Wolverine. Spoilers. Laura Kinney took the Wolverine mantle, but an Old Man Logan from a similar Earth was brought in to serve as X-Men in his own ongoing series. Okay, and then Old Man was the principal inspiration for the 2017 film Logan, starring Hugh Jackman, although I think that one took place in the same universe as the other movies. So anyway, Old Man Logan, basically, because he can't, I think part of it is that because he can't die, he has superhuman senses, he's almost like unkillable. He's like a lot older and he lives in a world that's like really fucked up. You know what I mean? That movie's goated. I had this idea for a comic. It sounds really stupid, and nobody, you better not steal this idea. I swear to God, all right? I have this idea for a comic to do like Old Man Situation, but it's like everybody, like it's basically like post-nuclear apocalypse, and it takes place on the Jersey Shore. But all of the cast members have been like separated and are like at varying levels of like mutation or like doing some like weird shit. And you just have, and like the situation is like grizzled and like fucked up. Oh, Nuzzle Rat just subscribed. They've subscribed for 2 months. Nuzzle Rat, thank you for the sub. So yeah, I have this idea of, but like drawing this like dark fictional universe surrounding the Jersey Shore, but like in the future and like a post-apocalyptic. Oh god, so funny. Anyway, okay, what are we doing here? I know what it is, I never saw it though. What the hell is that? Rort, what the hell did you write here? Why are the letters so tiny? Not gonna steal it. Okay, thank you. Jersey Souls. Took your idea, drew it, posted, and became famous. Your cooked little man. No! That's not the idea that I'm immediately working on. I'm working on a different idea that features some of these bug guys that we're drawing right now, but that's like later. I like have that in the background that I'm like, it'd be kind of a fun, it'd be a fun thing to work on in a group. Like, I don't know if I would like dedicate my whole life to that one, but like it'd be fun to write that as like on like a team of writers and like come up with like a really cool like comic series. It'd be like very niche and specific and kind of like funny, but like anyway. Bro's actually working on Old Man Beetle, that's true. Alright, we're doing the same thing on this side, by the way. Legs. Guys, you may have noticed that Nightbot periodically is popping in here and telling you to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. This is a good time to check. Do you follow me on all 3 of those social media accounts? Because I'm posting the VODs to YouTube, so you can see all of my other streams there. I'm posting my material to Twitter, but in case Twitter lights on fire, or in case Instagram lights on fire, you should be following me on both. Plus, I post some funny stuff to my story on Instagram sometimes. Funnier than the stuff that I post on Twitter in some occasions. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you might be missing out. Put "It's Everyday Bro" on his shirt. Alright. It's every... How would they even... It's every day, bro. Holy shit, did you write that epic exchange where an ant is eating dung and says this tastes like crap, and the other ant says, dude, that is crap? Wait, what are you guys talking about? It's a whole conversation that I've like missed. I don't know what's going on. With that Disney Channel flow. What does that even mean? What was all that about? What was all that nonsense about? Seriously, what did he mean by that? What is "it's every day, bro"? Like, honestly, was anybody, like, look, no judgment, was anybody, like, a Logan Paul fan at that time that you could tell me what the hell that was about? Because I truly don't know. Jake Paul was on Disney Channel. No, I know. I mean, what was "it's every day"? It's every day, it's a day. Is that really it? There's no way that's it. It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flop. You can tie it in a knot. You can tie it in a bow. It's a song. You said 6 legs. Yeah, it's 6 legs. My guy. I mean, they're arms. These 2 are acting as arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? This ain't a math class. It's an art class. But I'm pretty sure I know how to count to 6. My guy. It was literally just a rap for his fans. He's saying like every day is exciting because he would post a new video. Oh, is that why he was posting every day? Okay. Kind of a cool mantra, I guess, if you're really posting every day. I should have been saying that when I was posting comics every day, and then I decided to take like a week off there. I was watching, you know, this is funny. I was watching like randomly. I was on YouTube and it was fed to me, and I was like, I've never seen this. Let me watch. watch it. I was watching a clip of Destiny talking about, I don't really remember what. It was something like that. I was watching some Vosh video, and then there was a Destiny one that was ironically suggested. And I was like, all right, let's see what this guy's about. I've never watched a Destiny stream. And I was watching it, and it wasn't like super offensive, or I didn't think it was bad or anything. But what I thought was really funny was that he has this very like coarse way of speaking to his chat. That like every time they said something, he was like, "Bro, what the fuck? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You sound like an idiot. What are you talking about? Tell me right now. What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Jeez, dude, what could they possibly be talking about?" Maybe it's just like streaming every day. You start to get really like tense with your audience. But I'm like, dude, they're like watching your stream. Like, what could they possibly be saying that pisses you off that much? He just has it's like a really short fuse. Or they would like send a link or something. I don't know. It was literally like 4 times in one stream that he was just like, you know what? You want to spam links? You can keep spamming links. You're banned for a month. Like, and it was like he would be in the middle of talking about some other shit that was actually like sort of interesting, and then like snap at someone in the chat, and I was like, dude. Well, his chat is full of small versions of himself. That's funny. Depends on the game. A lot of leak. Well, yeah, okay, I could actually see that. That's funny. If like everybody, because Destiny clearly has a way of talking that's very like. And like it's almost like the man couldn't be in any other line of work other than what he's doing. Can you imagine him working in a bakery? Or like like what? Like I'm not even saying that to be like this man can't do physical labor. No, I mean like I don't think he could operate a bakery. He doesn't there's like zero warmth there. But yeah, I can see that his audience probably is also a lot of other people, because we've all met people that are like me. No. Holds up sport. Oh, God. Depends on the game. A lot of League streamers actually actively attack their audience for back seating. That's funny. What if I did a stream that was like that one time, where I like decided, like I said I was going to do a stream like that, and every time that you guys chatted I would be like, next person to ask me to say "it's every day, bro" on the shirt, you're getting banned. It ain't that serious, my guy. It really ain't that serious. A lot of streamers get like that. Like Hassan's known for yelling at his chat a bunch. Yeah, everything I know about Hassan has been against my will. It's every day that in 3 months, never done before. Wait, what? I used to watch Hassan. He would let a video play, get up from his chair, and only come back to scream at one specific chatter. That's base. That's funny. No, that's funny. I would watch for that reason. Disappears and comes back, and he's like, J-Bog, if you don't stop spamming that, you're banned. 9-month ban. And then leaves again to eat a little fucking tuna casserole. Chat's a reflection of the streamer. If they get along, then it's a good environment. Yeah, just like me. I like this lackadaisical vibe. I love you guys. I'm just appreciative that I'm not staring at a blank screen. The fact that you guys are even asking questions or here, I'm having fun. Let's see. This will sound childish, but the only reason I ever listen to Destiny's commentary, I never listen to Destiny's commentary, is because his voice is annoying. Nah, I get it. I mean, I don't. No disrespect to the guy. I actually, after watching this, had a little bit more of an appreciation for. I remember what it was now. It was like an old video. I was watching. It was recommended to me. It was an old video that. It's so stupid. This is what I mean, though. That this is what I'm watching, and this is why I'm feeling uninspired. It's actually shouldn't be saying this, but this is not royalty free music. This is actually a J Dilla mix, but it's good beats, right? I forgot that it was playing. I can't hear it. I don't have my headphones in. But Hassan is hot. Yeah, he's hot. That's where Tequila Sunset hit the nail on the head. The Ben Shapiro comparison is so real. They definitely have a really similar manner of speaking, which is a little bit like, not a little bit. It's grating. It's just too fast. It's not very. I honestly would say I hate to pit two queens against each other, but I actually think that Ben Shapiro is a little bit more charismatic than Destiny. Like, Ben Shapiro is funny. Like, sometimes when he's caught off guard, you have to admit he's funny. I don't know if I've ever seen a Destiny clip, maybe because he's not as famous, but I've never seen a Destiny clip that I thought he was being like really funny, or like I was like, sometimes with Ben Shapiro, it's like, yeah, I don't agree with anything he's saying, and then he'll just do something, and I'm just like, oh, you, like, look at us, like, look how far we've come, the two of us, like, look how far we've come. There's something about him, it's just funny. He's just from another era at this point. Like, the internet moves so fast that all the bullshit that he was saying then, it's like, it doesn't even fucking matter anymore. Honestly. You kind of just look at it and just be like, what a goofy little guy. But anyway, speaking of which, we were watching the... I'm going to read your guys' comments. I'm sorry, but I just want to get this thought out, because if I keep reading, I'm just going to forget what I'm saying. But I was watching this one where, like... This is the video that I watched. Destiny was where he kept interrupting and snapping at his chat, and I was like, dude, like, oh, just fucking ignore him, damn. But he was watching a clip of Matt Walsh on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan was asking like the most basic questions ever, like pushing back a little bit on Matt Walsh, but not really like pressuring him in anything, just being like, don't you think it's our freedom as Americans to, you know, be gay or be in a gay relationship? And like that, Matt Walsh was like drowning, like blathering, like had no idea how to, like, couldn't push back. And it was funny watching Destiny react to this, because then Destiny would pause it, and he was like, Matt Walsh is such a fucking idiot. I have been, like, running in these conservative circles enough, like, debating with these guys, that I could tell him what his own point is. And he went on this whole spiel about the actual, like, conservative viewpoint or religious viewpoint, why you shouldn't do that or something like that. And he's like, I don't actually agree with that, but it's like, why the fuck can Matt Walsh not spit this out? And I just thought that was like kind of funny and like savage that he was able to like literally like point by point say the other side better than this guy who allegedly these are his viewpoints. It's just a stupid fucking thing. And the whole time he's just like, I'm banning you. Next person to say this, banned. Just like, all right, jeez. Let's see. The best chat. Let's see. Doug's relationship with the audience was interesting. I don't know who that is. Chat is way different with 25 viewers versus 5,000 viewers. Yeah, that's fair. Is that how many people we have in here right now? I can't really see. I'm just looking at OBS. It doesn't tell me. But that is true. Yeah, it's a lot chiller. It's a lot more manageable. But I also feel like when there's 5,000 people, it's like it's easier to just also ignore. Like, just let it flow. Who fucking cares? You know what I mean? There's no point in even commenting when there's that many chatters. Ben Shapiro is getting carried by that 9 o'clock shade. I just watched a video of a guy playing guitar with a beer bottle and then shotgunning I've seen that video. That dude is such a Chad. Imagine a romantic, realistic socialist drawing of a workers' revolution, and they're holding signs that say it's every day, bro, and they'll have their eyes closed and fists up. Have you seen him flexing his biceps during stream? You're talking about Ben Shapiro. I've definitely seen a photo of him flexing his biceps, which is so funny. Ben Shapiro buying a single piece of wood at Home Depot was hilarious. That's hilarious, too. I've not seen that. He's almost a real person during those. Tequila Sunset said, of all the right-wing pundits, Shapiro's probably the only one I'd be willing to be around. The rest seem insufferable. Ben's got... Well, I wouldn't say he's the only one. Alex Jones is really fucking funny, too. Sorry. I'm pretty sure we can all admit that, right? That dude is fucking funny. Did he... I don't even know. Like, what can you really even point to? It's like, yeah, he you know, they took him to court over that, him saying the Sandy Hook was a hoax. A little bit of a... But other than that, I mean, he's just like, the clips of him are just so fucking, like, he is so ridiculous. And Ben Shapiro is funny because, like, I don't know if he does this all the time, but, like, periodically he watches basketball and out of the blue, in the midst of all of this culture war shenanigans, stupid bullshit, he'll just tweet something about basketball, which, like, I watch basketball, and watching him be, like, his typical sassy, you know, little sassy Jewish self, which I can't help but see a little bit of myself in that. Watching him pivot into basketball discussion is really funny. I remember replying to a tweet of his one time that I can't remember what it was. I think he was tweeting at, like, Jaylen Brown, who sucks. And he, like, tweeted something at him that was really catty, and I was just like, yeah! Oh, God. For some reason, I think of Alex Jones as different from regular political pundits. Yeah, I don't even know what he is. He's just like I don't even know if he would say... Is he, like, right-wing? He's just, like, conspiracy-brained. He's, like, so conspiracy-brained. I don't know. Doug is amazing. His brother is the guy who made the Stanley Parable. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I don't know what that is either. I don't know what that is. Are you making this stuff up? Garklingan said, Doug's brother made the Stanley Parable? And it literally sounds like a made-up sentence. Ben Shapiro is like a right-wing pundit version of Larry David. I know, dude. It's just... I've heard somebody say this before, and it's true. It's like, maybe if you wanted to be upset about it, you could say it's anti-Semitic, but I'm Jewish, and I think it's funny because it's true. It's literally like, you put a Jew in front of a camera, and you're gonna get content. Like, they're just funny. They just are. And I think that's carried Ben Shapiro a long way, because he is kind of silly. And just in his way. So many streamers with huge... I said, no, this is very much real, LOL. His Twitch chats have won multiple chess games against him? What? Alright. That's cool. What else can I tell you? Hit me with some last questions. This was kind of an impromptu stream. I didn't really have anything crazy planned here, but I needed to pop in and see you guys because, like, the holidays are just getting crazy. All these, like, weeks I'm trying to, like, get a lot of... There was so much, like, busy work that I had hanging over me that luckily, honestly, I have a lot done now, but, like, I just don't want to carry work over from 2023 into 2024, so I'm tying up a bunch of, like, loose ends. But I'm also, like, all of a sudden being like, oops, I haven't drawn a comic in, like, 10 days, you know what I mean? So now I'm catching back up with that. I just feel like I'm, like, a hamster on a wheel a little bit right now. I don't know if that reflects today's discussion. I hope you guys don't feel like I've been kind of, like, a downer or anything today. I'm really having a good time talking to you guys, but yeah, just been, like, a little fried. Like, just a lot going on. And then with family and friends into town, and everybody's like, I want to see you. And I'm like, it's great. I want to see people too. But it also, I'm like, ooh, like, you know, it's just, like, a lot. So, let's see. Ooh, what are your top 5 music artists right now? Well, if you're, I don't know if you asked me for my Spotify Wrapped earlier, but yeah, my Spotify Wrapped won't load. It won't work, so I don't actually know what they are now, but I'll tell you right now. Here's what I'll tell you what I've been listening to recently. Okay, I've been listening to a lot of Brazilian music. Okay, this one, phenomenal album. I'm not gonna pronounce this right, but it's by Jorge Ben. This one. Jorge Ben. You can look up the song Chove Chuva off of this one. It's called Samba Esquema Novo is the album. Jorge Ben. Been listening to that one a lot. Very relaxing, fun. Dinosaur Jr. Been listening to that. I always am listening to them because they're really good. I have been listening to a lot of Curtis Mayfield. Again, it's like one of my usual ones, but so good. And then, you know, guys, I gotta say it. The Zoomers got me. I know that, I don't know what it is. I don't know who the target audience is, but I know a lot of people were talking about Mitski online, and I'd never listened to her, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna listen to Mitski. Listen to a new album that just came out. Holy crap, this new Mitski album fucking rides, bro. Unbelievable. Have you ever heard of this little underground project called Mad Villain? Yeah, obviously MF Doom, Permanent Rotation. Yeah, what else have I been listening to? Guys, look up You're the Sweetest One by Luther Vandross. Also another one that I've kind of had on repeat recently. It's a really, really good song. You're the Sweetest One by Luther Vandross. All right, those are my recommendations for the day. Maybe I'll make that a little segment moving forward, some songs that I can recommend to you. Slamus said, not really a question, but with the AI generation nonsense, it's made me appreciate art and artistic thought put into things so much more. Yeah, that is the silver lining, is I actually think, I mean, I've never been one of these like doomsayers, and it feels a little bit like we're coming around now, but my opinion has not changed from, there was like clips of me that you guys can find on my old streams where when it was really, I mean, again, we're talking about internet discourse, so like, what was it, 4 months ago, it was like really the zeitgeist to be talking about like AI art and like they're trying to replace us and why don't people respect artists and all this blah blah blah, and I was on my stream being like, you guys are a bunch of whiny bitches. Like everybody on art Twitter that is pooping their pants about AI art, you're a whiny baby and you need to get your diaper changed. Like, you need to pick yourself up, dust yourself off. It's gonna be okay. All right. The people that are spearheading this AI shit are pretty much idiots across the board. You know what I mean? And you also, when you see it, you shouldn't like immediately be repulsed by it. Just look at it like it's just a different thing. And the analogy that I used so long ago, and I'll use it again for you guys who hadn't heard. Hello, the squirrel. Idiots with zero art bones in their bodies. Yeah, it's so true. The analogy that I used forever ago, which I still think rings true, is the whole thing is like frozen pizzas, right? It's like, what is really different about a frozen pizza from the pizza that you get at any random restaurant? You know what I mean? The truth is not much. I mean, it's basically ultimately the same ingredients: bread, tomato sauce, cheese, maybe there's some seasoning. Whoa, Sass Comics. Dude, where you been, baby? I feel like I haven't seen that name in a while. Sass Comics. They've subscribed for 9 months, currently on a 9-month streak. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I haven't seen you in a while. You've been on a 9-month streak. Goddamn, boy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sass Comics. Thank you. Seriously, how are you? But okay, so when frozen pizzas were invented, you know, I'm sure that there were a bunch of Italian people, or like there were like pizza shop owners that were like, Mamma mia, my pizza shop is gonna close down because now people can spend $2 on a frozen pizza. They can eat it at home. You know, no, the sky is falling. Take out an insurance on the place and burn it down. All right. But it did not happen that way, because now we have frozen pizzas, but we still have too many pizza places. A lot of shitty pizza restaurants stay in business for millennia. They never close down. You know what I mean? Why do we still have both? It's the same ingredients. It's cheaper. You can do it at home. And honestly, I like some frozen pizza. Some of those like Red Baron on French bread, it like hits. There's nothing wrong with that. You can get one of those frozen California pizza kitchens, and they're actually like kind of bomb in a pinch. Glass of wine, you know? But no, people still get pizza because it's a different experience. Like, whether you're thinking about it or not, sometimes you're just like, let me pick up a pizza, you know what I mean? Because it's somebody made it and it's hot and ready. Or you want to go to like a nice pizza place because like, or a nice Italian restaurant because somebody actually made the food. It's a different quality. You could tell the quality, it's different. So I don't know. I have the same feeling about AI art. It's not gonna go anywhere, but like if AI being wheeled out is enough to shake the table under you, and you as an artist are like, no, and you're like, I'm sorry, but you were never cut out for it. Sorry. I'm joining the war on frozen pizza on the side of frozen pizza. Garklingen says, I think frozen pizza isn't comparable with AI, but then refused to elaborate. But let's all sit and think with that. Tequila Sunset said, sprinkle some hot sauce on top and you're golden. Yeah, that's true. Donna Burns said, an hour and some change left in my shift. My phone is on 9%. It's getting perilous out here. Dude, plug your shit in, homie. Darkland, I think of it kind of how photography made people think painting was over. Yeah, I mean, it's just something different, you know. And I think that there will be. I've mentioned before that I've never used AI art programs, at least in their modern age. Like, remember like 2 years ago when you could like, they had like the mini dolly, and you could be like, make me Joe Rogan in the movie Emperor's New Groove, and it would make this weird like poopy looking, and you're like, oh, that's really good. It almost looks like it. Now they're like freakish, and they make all this weird uncanny valley, like, you know, women with giant breasts and like stuff like that. But I've never used that. But I have used like Chat GPT for, like I've mentioned, for like business advice. Like and it's actually given me really good advice as an artist. Like I'll go in there and give it kind of a pretty detailed description of like, you know, I'm a webcomic artist. This is my audience. This is the type of stuff that I make usually. I'm trying to do A, B, and C. You know what I mean? Try to get people interested in something like this. How should I go about it? And it'll give me like a little laundry list of, you know, how to do those things. It's been really helpful to me, you know. Is it unethical? I don't think so. I don't see why not. It's just, I mean, Google fucking sucks these days. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they changed their ingredient list, but like, if I asked the same question to Google, it would be like, beep boop, here are recipes for pasta bolognese. I swear to God, Google sucks. I don't know what changed. It used to actually be helpful, and now Google is like useless. You have to type Reddit at the end of a question for it to tell you anything of worthwhile. It's true. So using ChatGPT is just like a better search engine, honestly. So there you go. I'm an artist, and I do feel like I gained direct benefit from AI as an artist, but I'm not using AI art. Like, it didn't take away my desire to create. So, but, you know, Google, the search engine itself, doesn't suck. The whole practice of SEO sucks. I mean, yeah, but I'd counter you by saying, like, that's what makes it suck. Like, Google as a company sucks because I'm using your thing as a search engine. This is like the go-to search engine, and if what I'm looking up isn't going to, like, that's decision making on their part from the business end. You know what I mean? Like, it should be better. It was good at one point, and it's not good anymore. I can't find information that I need using Google. That's the way I see it, at least. Have you heard AI art programs are starting to use other AI generated art as learning data? I haven't heard that, but it doesn't surprise me. I just don't see it, like, really. People are saying that it's improving, but I just think, like, more time has passed. You know, people used to make fun of the hand thing, but now the hand thing isn't as noticeable, but it's like you still can tell because it has this weird glossy synthetic sheen to everything. Even when it's trying to create something in like its style, like a drawing style, it still has this weird synthetic look. And I don't know if it'll ever shake that, but even if it does, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, let's just watch it play out. I'm not really going to be concerned with it. You know, what's going to kill us first? Like World War III or AI? I don't know, but I'm just going to keep doing me. And honestly, anybody who's just obsessing over it or making it their whole brand to ride that zeitgeist and just talk about it, it's just like stupid. Shut up, man. Nobody knows. I think the right answer from artists should be to not say anything. They already won. Like, who buys AI books? Yes and no. People are allowed to say this stuff. Like, people should chime in. You know, I've chimed in, but I've more chimed in on kind of dunking on artists that are panicking about it. But, like, I get what you're saying. Like, it's not, you know, you shouldn't chime in. You can chime in just to be like, wow, this is really creepy. I will never use this. You know what I mean? But, like, it's really all you have to say. And I don't see anybody, I don't see anybody cool spearheading the AI art thing. You know, it's always freaks and like freaks and geeks only, which is just bad branding on their part. Like, you don't have anybody cool that can actually talk about like the benefits. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. From like a PR standpoint, they're losing. Frozen pizza is pretty dope when you throw in extra toppings of your own. Out the box, frozen pizzas always skimp on toppings. Yeah, it's true. That's true. I've definitely been known in my day to put some extra pepperoni on a frozen pizza. I think most people aren't as bothered by the output of AI art, but the stolen art used to make it. Yeah, that's shitty. That's shitty, but I do actually also like, not to sound kind of like cringe or naive, but I kind of trust the legal process. Like, this is such a new thing, and the legal process is really slow, but I do have reason to believe there are a lot of trademark and copyright laws that are really favorable towards artists. You know what I mean? Artists sign deals all the time that they get dicked over, but that's like, you signed it. You know what I mean? But like, in terms of just like your protections as an artist, like just without signing any deals, they're pretty good. And since AI and this whole issue is like not even fully a year old yet, in terms of like it being like on the public forefront, I really do believe that in coming years there will be motions to protect. I mean, we already see, didn't not SAG-AFTRA, the WGA, the Writers Guild, they just got something like banning use of AI. Did I make that up? It'll happen. You know what I mean? It'll happen. I really do trust that it will happen. So, again, that's not really like, you know. And also I just also see like all these guys that are like, oh, I'm using AI art, you know what I mean? This is my career. All you got artists that have wasted your life being, you know, on art. See ya. Like, the job market is, you know what I mean? It's already a saturated market. Why would this one guy with not a creative bone in his body, just because he has access to AI art, why does this guy think that he's going to get a job? I know firsthand from being a full-time artist how difficult it is to flip a profit. It's really fucking hard, and it's not because of the drawing, it's because of marketing. You know what I mean? So these guys that are like, we're taking your jobs, it's like, good fucking luck, buddy. It just became like 3 times more saturated, and a lot of artists that are trying to hire other artists are not going to go for this. And why would you get hired? If it's a program, why would you, as an individual? That's why I also think a lot of the AI shills are robots themselves, because there's no individual gain. There's none. It doesn't make any sense on an individual level to be like, AI art is the future. I'm spearheading the movement. It's like, that does nothing for you. You are not going to get a job. Somebody might use the program, and you're going to be outside with a metal rod in your ass. I mean, why? Seriously, it makes no sense to me. I really like the guys are so like, truly, like, I'm really not even trying to be like, I'm smarter, because I'm not that bright, but I just mean, like, these guys are so stupid, man. They just they haven't thought 3 steps ahead. They just are like, we must improve technology, like, with no thought about what that actually means. And I don't even mean on a doomsday level. I just mean on like how are you going to make this sustainable for you, my guy? Please get a job. I also think about the fact that we got internet with a picture of every art piece and still go to a museum. True. Good point also. It's the experience. I only ever used AI when it would shit out some incomprehensible square color. That's fun. It's funny. It's very funny that generated stuff is floating the internet and it's like inbreeding the algorithms. Yeah, that does not surprise me. And the fact that exactly what I'm talking about. These guys that are programming this shit didn't even think 2 steps ahead. Like, why don't we take art from other artists and put it into our little machine? We'll source it from using our search engine technology. But they don't think that once their shit oversaturates the market, that they're just going to start, it's going to be like a never slop trough. Idiot alert. Let's see. AI will probably never get framing right. Yeah, I actually believe that too. I don't think they actually have a very good eye for composition. It should get upgraded into blowing up. I agree. Let's see. Yeah, there's been lawsuits that launched already, mostly about writing, as far as I know. Yeah, it's gonna Getty Images has a lawsuit. There you go. That's a big company too. I mean, I don't know how much money they actually have. I just screenshot Getty Images. I've never bought them. What is that business model? Who buys that shit? You know what I mean? Where is that money coming from to fund a company like Getty Images? I just screenshot the shit. I don't even care that the watermark's in there. It makes it funny. AI-generated images had the Getty image watermark. Oh, is that why? That's funny. Oh, we got a raid coming in here. Woad worm. Thank you. Thanks for coming in, guys. What are we talking about? We're talking about raid pog. Everybody pog. We were talking about AI art and how I was talking about. I'm not really too. How's the education? It's pretty good. We drew this little bug guy, and now I've kind of been answering questions in the chat. We've been talking a lot about we were talking about AI art. Now, I mean, obviously it's not so much of like a cultural zeitgeist as it was a couple months ago. You know what I mean? When people were like really like panicking about it. But I think it's interesting to see that the conversation has settled a little bit, because now it's like we just know that all these AI bros are just we have built this amazing piece of technology, but they don't know how to like make good use of it, you know what I mean, other than just torment, like troll, you know what I mean? It's like a troll machine, like let's just torment artists online. But that only goes so far, because at a certain point you have no leverage. Once the artists catch on that it's like you're not getting jobs using this stuff, like why should we be scared or intimidated? Which has already kind of happened. Like, it kind of feels like we've already turned a cheek on it. It's like, it's funny to kind of watch it like unfold this way. Yeah, I was never panicked about AI art to begin with. If anything, I thought it was creepy, maybe interesting from like a this is creepy sort of perspective, but like never really felt like threatened or and then I had somebody who, I think they were saying it in good humor. This is a while ago. I think I was I don't know, I think I posted something about AI art that was like really offhanded, and I got like some reply from one of my followers that was just like, I wonder what your response will be when the first Beetle Moses comic, like AI generated comic, comes out or something like that. And I'm like, I probably would actually, my reaction would probably be like, that's really funny. I'd almost be, it would feed my ego a bit to think like, that's funny that somebody would even think to make that. Like, I want to make a comic like Beetle Moses, so I'm going to use AI. But I don't feel threatened because, like, I really don't think even it's my art skills that I have going for me. I think it's like I just like my ideas. I like my workflow. I like my audience. I like the way that I interact with my audience. Like, and I know how difficult it is to make it like a lucrative career. So, like, if somebody was making AI, unless they were making a habit of it, I might start to feel like, okay, this is kind of creepy. But like I don't know. I don't really. It actually bothers me more when I see webcomic artists like my contemporaries, and I feel like they're kind of biting my style or doing something like me, where I'm kind of like, okay, all right, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I never am gonna throw a hissy fit over it, but it's like, you know, good luck. Keep, you know, like, good luck. I'm gonna keep doing me. You can keep doing you, and the cream will rise to the top, as they say. Not to sound, you know, not to sound like a pious bitch, but I just mean, like, you know, I don't really like all the copycat stuff and the AI stuff. It's like, it doesn't really get under my skin. It's like, I think as long as you're being honest to yourself as an artist, then you're pretty much in the clear. I think you'll be all right. Let's see. It's basically the same crowd as the NFT idiots. It's 100%. It's the Venn diagram is a circle. Same people. It's all really like they've all drank the Kool-Aid, and I don't even believe most of them are real people. I think a lot of them are just bots and shill accounts, and which is creepy. I know the really common meme that everybody's talking about right now is the dead internet theory, because it really feels like we're like, the bot situation is totally out of control on Twitter, that it's hard to not be like, is most of this website bots? It kind of feels that way. You know what I mean? It definitely feels that way. The cream rises to the top. Ooh, yeah. I do believe the dead internet theory, definitely, it's real, but it definitely applies to the AI and NFT certain like sphere. There's like nobody there that's like real, you know what I mean? Or there's very few people that are real. The squirrel said, what if someone was specifically paying homage with the comic? Some of those are really cool. Oh yeah. Let me say, when people do like homage things to me, or when they say like, hey Beetle, like I was inspired to do a comic like you, that's like super nice and flattering. I shouldn't even say stuff like copycat. I mean I'm talking about people that have never like addressed me or recognized me, and I'm just, you know what I mean, or don't want to, like, never reached out, never mentioned that they were a fan, never, you know what I mean, like, I like no sign that they're even aware who I am, and then they draw something that looks a lot like me, and I'm kind of like really, you know what I mean? Like, they're like too cool to actually say anything to me, but then they like kind of copy me. It's a different vibe when people are like commenting, or when they post something and I can tell that, and they comment and they're like, this is inspired by Beetle Moses, or they don't even have to do it all the time, but I just know if they're like somebody who follows me or has shown me love in the past, and then they're drawing, and it's kind of like they're emulating like my style a little bit or my sense of humor, that's flattering, and it's like it's just a different vibe. There's an intuition that I have a little bit about like if somebody's doing it out of kindness or doing it out of like being a creep. Do you know what I mean? Philosopher Randy Savage, who's that? Me? It's actually crazy how almost all verified accounts now are just not real. Yeah, dude, it's total bots, and then just the fact that they're like summoned when you say random things. If you say the word t-shirt or NFT or like anything, like it just summons bots, and sometimes it's like weird things that show up, and they're like, it'll just be a bot, and it's like nobody is falling for this. Like, who is even programming this shit? Where they're just like a bot will come in and just be like, well, it's funny you mention it. I just made $40,000 on an Ethereum token, and I'm like, no one is falling for this shit. What are these bot accounts doing? Porn bots everywhere. It's so gross. Oh god. Yeah, but I feel like those people won't last long in the art ecosystem. They're just looking for the wrong things. Yeah. It's like a lot of people don't last in the art ecosystem. A lot of good people don't last in the art ecosystem. A lot of people with a really good head on their shoulders and really good ideas don't last. And that's not, and I don't mean to discourage you. I want you to hear this in your head. If you're watching right now and you're thinking about being an artist, I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm trying to say this to encourage you to not give up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that just can't shake it. You know what I mean? They just get to a point where they're like, I'm not getting enough likes, I'm not getting enough follows, this isn't enough. Like, you have to be tougher than that. You have to be. And these AI guys or the copycats or whoever that we're talking about, it's like, some of them it'll be a phase and they will find a way, but a lot of them are just not, you just can't cut it. You know what I mean? Which is why I really try not to shit on other artists. I know earlier in the stream I was kind of like throwing some shade, but I punch up is what I try to do. Artists that have a really like established, like award-winning artists or have like a huge like following, I don't feel bad about calling out. Basically, you know what I mean? I never punch down. It's just it's only the really big artists that I'm like, I gotta content copy your ass a little bit. If you died, would it make sense to wait 3 days to be sure? Yes. More sinister, the corporate shill bots is ridiculous too. I've seen the totally legitimate, not made up, extremely satisfied Amazon workers that tell the world on Twitter. That's hilarious. I've not seen that, but whenever I unfollow Harris, I summon two men in black suits to my front door. That's right. The main thing I worry about AI is if it gets good enough to spread information with fake photos. That's real. Okay, what we should be worrying about with AI, I swear, it's not even that. I mean, that is important, but it's like warfare. Like, using AI to, like, strategically plan out, like, warfare, is, like, has so much, that is so much scarier and has immediate real world repercussions, and it could be being used right now and we wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, the AI art thing is like, there is a meme that artists are just so egotistical that they see that and they feel like, finally, something that I can fight back against, when it's really like, sweetheart, nobody gives a shit. Stop complaining, just do your thing. There's way bigger fish to fry with this AI crap that should be dealt with. You know what I mean? The AI art thing is like, there will be legal proceedings. That'll get banned. You'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine. Stick to your art. Stop whining. It's not your enemy. It's not even in your same field. It's not even in your league. You gotta get that out of your head. Enjoying whatever following you have and shooting for the stars is fun. That's exactly what you should do. That's the best thing you can do. If you have 10 followers right now on social media, if you have 10 people following you, cherish those people. Cherish them. They will ride the elevator with you all the way to the top. And never, ever, this is my word of advice to you, and I see other artists do this online. I'm not going to name names, but I see them doing it on all the time. Negative fucking Nancy's, man. This post didn't get enough engagement. I feel like you guys don't even care. I swear to God, there's one webcomic artist in particular that I can think of right now off the top of my head, I'm not going to say his name, who literally posts shit like that all the time. Like, I don't even know what to post anymore since you guys just don't even seem to care what I post. Dude, quit. Fucking quit. That is so... Like, it's amazing to me that people still follow. I follow him now because I'm like, I gotta hate follow him. But it's like, dude, quit. Give up. Who wants to see this shit? If that's all you're worried about, why are you doing it? It's so stupid. Beetle most really spilling the tea. I'd be spilling the tea if I was naming names. But it's like, I'm not gonna name names. So that's going too far. And it would be like... It wouldn't be punching down, because this guy has a huge following, but I just don't want to. He's never done anything to me directly. I said, him? Hey? That's all I need. I vowed to myself that I would never do that privately. Maybe if I'm talking to my brother. You know what I mean? I'll post something, and if it doesn't do numbers, I might just be like, fuck. Like, you know, I posted this drawing, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck, guys? I really worked hard on this, and I didn't get enough likes. But I would never, but that's like in the privacy of my own home. I would never go on Twitter and be like, I can't believe I don't get as much engagement. Dude. Ew. That is such a fucking ick. And you guys at home, if you're a creator and you've got 25,000 followers or you've got 25 followers, please let me drill this into your head. All right? Don't do that shit. Do not do it. Don't do the fucking pity party or audience hate. That is so fucking lame. Vosh? No, it's not Vosh. One of the reasons Google sucks now, guys. By the way, I gotta hop off. I'm starving right now. I've been on for a while, but one of the reasons Google sucks now is because they use AI to make sure you get links to a website that they sell you something to make money off of it. Yeah, I'm sure it's because of faulty AI. I mean, AI is already controlling a lot of the things that you know what I mean, that we don't even think about online. The algorithm, so to speak, is all AI. So what you're seeing is basically being fed to you. You know what I mean? And people don't really complain about that, like as if it's the same thing, but it is the same thing. You know what I mean? And it's stupid. It's like it's an M Yellow Swag Studio. No, I swear it's not. It's not. Donna Byrne says, all I'm saying is if I could earn more money betting on a Beetle Moses comic popping off. All I'm saying is I could earn more. Wait, why is my reading comprehension like really low right now? Donna Byrne says, all I'm saying is I could earn more money betting on a Beetle Moses comic popping off. Oh, and then I'll ever earn at the casino? That's really nice. You know, like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And, you know, sometimes I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm just not, like, feeling social media. And it's not because my following is so great. So I do feel an obligation to still deliver material to them and be positive. But, you know, the only times that I'm not posting is kind of because I'm either, like, a little tired or on the burnt out side, or just, like, because social media, I'm just, like, I just don't want to be on social media. And it's not because of any of you guys. It's just because of the culture. You know what I mean? Hate when someone has a tweet that pops off, and then you look in the comment section, the first 20 responses are the same person doing ads. Yeah, I'm so glad I never fell into that. I mean, that's like common sense, but early on when I had some tweets that were popping off, and I actually don't get messages anymore like this. I don't know if they all come from the same company and they just said, hey, fuck this kid. But somebody would be like, hey, we see that your tweet is popping off. Can you plug our like vibrator or some stupid crap under your thing? And I always would respond, yeah, $200. And they would be like, well, that's really nice, but we can only offer $25. And I would message back, $200. And then they would ghost me. That happened like 3 or 4 times, where I would get like a really big banger tweet, and they'd be like, hey, we've been following you for a while. Really? I click their profile, they don't even follow me. We'd love if you plugged our material under your tweet. Yeah, $200. Wait, 200 is a strong ask? These days, I probably wouldn't even do it anyway, because it would just look like a... It would only be like a shit. Yeah, those people, if you were wondering at home, they pay you $25. $25. Yeah, I'll plug your product, but I'm gonna need your kidney. I'd say 200 is honestly like a fair ask. I mean, I think it's a kind of a strong ask, because it's like, these guys don't want, like, these companies don't want to spend $200. But also, it's like, I'm selling my own integrity as like a brand. Like, people will be less inclined to follow me if they see my banger tweet, and when they go under it, I'm like plugging all this stupid, you know, like a dildo. They're not gonna follow me. It's ruining my own brand image. I would not tweet on someone else's behalf for less than $2,000. Yeah. 2,000, I mean, you know, if I have a hit tweet, I mean, you gotta imagine this, guys. Like, a hit tweet for me, and you know, I don't get money from I don't have this Twitter blue crap. I would take $200 for a fucking. These days I wouldn't do it. At the time when I was starting, I'm talking about when I had like 10,000 followers, I would do it. Now I'm like, no. It would look really bad. I wouldn't do that now. But early on, I was like, yeah, I'll take fucking 200. I could use a fucking $200 bill. No wonder it's always so many ads at once. Yeah, and I guarantee they're still making less than $100. Seriously. And those companies probably charge less now with like inflation. So now I know how little it takes for... Yeah, literally, if you want to clown on those people next time, like, next time you see a hit tweet and they're plugging that vibrator shit, just comment underneath and be like, hey guys, everyone, I just want you to know, because I just found this out, you get paid $25 for this. A hit tweet for me is 5 bot legs. Oh, God. All right, guys. I freaking love you. I have to eat something. I know this is more of a casual, just like talking stream. I didn't do as much like drawing today, but you know, I did some comic drawing today. I did some other art, and we still drew together. So I'm excited to see this. I should say, by the way, if somebody wants to plug the Discord chat, if you type !Discord, that's !Discord in the chat right now, Nightbot will give you a link to join the Beetle Moses art class Discord. If you wanted to see other people's drawings of this character that I did, this little anthropomorphized bug, it'll be in there. And we have a great community of people that like to talk about art, you know, their process, get feedback, give feedback, talk about things that inspire them. It's a nice little community. And if you're an artist and you're starting out, or if you're like a bigger artist as well, we have some pretty kind of like, like celebs in the chat too. It's all there for you, and it's totally free to join. So you can jump in. We're over there, and that will, kind of maybe feel a little bit more like you'll see next time we're going live. Which, by the way, if you're watching right now and you don't follow me on Twitch, I'd appreciate a follow, because you will get a notification the next time that I go live, which would be lit. What else can I tell you? That's pretty much it. If you came in late, if you wanted to hear me talking shit earlier on in the stream, which I was, and I was naming names, that's all in the VOD, which is on YouTube. That link is in my bio. Also in that bio, and I'll drop it here too, is the Patreon link. Thank you, Mr. Universe Squid. There is so much content for you on the Cold Cuts Patreon. It's me and YOLO Swag Studios. You get early access to both of our comics. You get, in my opinion, what is the best benefit, access to the Cold Cuts Discord, which has it's like the most active group chat you can imagine, and it's just the funniest. I mean, there's so many funny people, and YOLO Swag Studios and I have pretty much been gaming with the group, with the Patreon, everybody who's in there. So that, I mean, even if you go in at the lowest tier, you're in the Discord, you're there. We've been on the voice chat playing video games like every single night. So, oh yeah, and you get comics that were never released too. That's true. Yeah, and you also have access to my long comic. If you have not read Druzy, that is also available on the Patreon. You get so much stuff, and then at the higher tiers, of course, you get mailing benefits. We have stickers, exclusive prints, custom doodles in the mail every month, right at your doorstep. And obviously, the final thing is that it helps keep this whole thing sustainable for me and for YOLO Swag Studios. It means that we can keep making more content for you guys at the rate that we're currently doing it. So anyway, I would love to see some of you guys over there. It is so much fun in that Patreon. I'm more active in that group chat than I even am with some of my group chats from back home, like my buddies. I'm in there all the time, and it just is it really does feel like a familia. All right, so if you want to be part of that family, come on over. We're waiting for you. You're gonna be welcomed with open arms, with arms wide open. All right, I freaking love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It is insane, but it is fun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the Discord. Good night, my friends. Goodbye.